So let's get into the meat of this. All of those other videos were to get us to this particular point. So, ladies, first off, we've talked about this before. As godly women, our spiritual leader is our husband, not some random person on the internet who says I'm trying to exert authority over him that he doesn't have. It is my husband. It is your husband as a godly woman. Look up Colossians 3, beginning in verse 18, Ephesians 5, beginning in verse 23. For time purposes, we can't read those, but start in those passages. And it's easy to submit to a godly husband when he's doing what God is asking him to do. But our spiritual leader is not some random person who thinks they have authority over us on the internet. That's preposterous. Okay, so remember that this 1 Timothy, where are they? They're in Ephesus, because it says in 1 Timothy 1 verse 3, as I urged you when I went into Macedonia, remain in Ephesus, that you may charge some that they teach no other doctrine, nor give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which cause disputes rather than godly edification, which is in faith. All right, so we know that the Apostle Paul, that he left Corinth and went to Ephesus. And right now that should just have all kinds of whistles and bells going off in your head. Why is he going to Ephesus? So could it be, as I asked that question, could this be related to what's going on in Corinth? And I was immediately shot down that I was wrong. So starting in Acts 19, Paul is at Ephesus. So for time purposes, of course, we can't read all of it, but Paul is in Ephesus, and we know that he was there for years. So in Acts 19, verse 18, here is what it says. And many who had believed came confessing and telling their deeds. Also many of those who had practiced magic brought their books together and burned them in the sight of all. And they counted up the value of them, and it totaled 50,000 pieces of silver. So the word of the Lord grew mightily and prevailed. Okay, how much magical stuff is going on there if the books value 50,000 pieces of silver? Could this be related to what was going on in Corinth? I was shot down. We're going to look at this some more, but there's a whole lot of sorcery stuff going on in Ephesus. Now, let's go to Acts 19, starting in verse 26. And you should go to verse 41, but I'm just going to do a couple passages here in 26, or starting at verse 26. Moreover, you see and hear that not only at Ephesus, but throughout almost all of Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away many people, saying they are not gods which are made with hands. So not only is this trade of ours in danger of falling into disrepute, but also the temple of the great goddess Diana may be despised and her magnificence destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worshipped. So there's a lot going on there. There's a temple to the goddess Diana. It's talking about other gods. As a matter of fact, in Revelation 2:4, the book of Revelation is about the church in Ephesus, but it says this: nevertheless, I have this against you. You have left your first love. There's a whole bunch of idolatry. There's a whole bunch of idol worship going on. Okay, so we know there's mythological gods and goddesses. Now, guess where the temple of Artemis is, and who is Artemis? Because remember in 1 Timothy, it's talking about that whole childbirthing thing. What is that about? Why is that even there? Because it kind of seems out of place. Unless you know that Artemis is the Greek goddess of many things. Amongst that is childbearing. And you'll never guess where the temple is. Oh my goodness, it's in Ephesus, right? So there's a temple there. Doesn't this make sense now that we've got this goddess of childbirth and women are thinking that they need to be worshiping this goddess of childbirth? So could it be that the comments about the braided hair and the gold and the pearls and women keeping silent, could that have anything to do with this Artemis goddess, this Greek goddess of childbearing in Ephesus? Could this in any way be related? Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.